In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to set up a Postgresql database on DigitalOcean. Start by opening your DigitalOcean dashboard and heading into the project where you want the database to live. At the very top of the console, look for the Create button. That's your starting point for provisioning anything new in DigitalOcean, and it opens a guided flow so you don't miss key settings. Click Create, then choose Databases. This takes you into the database creation wizard. On the first screen, you'll be asked to choose a database engine. You'll see options for MongoDB and MySQL, but for this tutorial, select PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is a robust, open-source relational database that's great for transactional workloads, analytics with extensions, and strong data integrity out of the box. If you're migrating an app that already uses Postgres locally or in another cloud, this will feel familiar. As you move through the page, you'll notice related categories like streaming and caching, and search and vector. These tiles highlight complementary services you might pair with your database, such as Redis for caching or managed search for queries that don't fit neatly into SQL. They're helpful to know about, but they're not required for a standard PostgreSQL setup. We'll stay focused on creating the database itself. Next, you'll choose a database configuration. DigitalOcean offers Basic with shared CPU, General Purpose with dedicated CPU, and Storage Optimized with dedicated CPU. Basic is a cost-effective way to get started, suitable for development, testing, prototypes, or light production workloads. General Purpose provides dedicated CPU for consistent performance and is a common pick for production apps that need predictable throughput. Storage Optimized is designed for write-heavy or large data sets where disk performance is the priority. If you're unsure, start with Basic for non-critical apps or General Purpose for anything customer-facing, and plan to scale as you learn more about your usage. After selecting the plan, pick a storage size. You can start small to control cost and scale up later without migrating data. Keep in mind both storage and memory impact performance, so choose something that matches your expected workload while leaving a little headroom. You'll also see an option to auto-scale storage. Turning this on lets DigitalOcean automatically expand your disk as data grows, which helps prevent interruptions when you reach capacity. It won't scale down automatically, and it can increase your bill as you use more space, so use it as a safeguard rather than a substitute for monitoring. There's an option to maximize uptime for critical workloads, enabling high availability provisions, additional nodes that can take over if there's a failure, minimizing downtime. This is ideal for production systems that can't afford outages, but it does increase cost. If you're experimenting or running internal tools, you can typically leave this off at the start. Choose a data center region next. Pick the location closest to your application or your users to reduce latency. If you have regulatory or data residency requirements, make sure the region aligns with those constraints. Consistency between your app servers and your database region also improves performance. Before creating the cluster, review the summary. You'll see a breakdown of your selections and a total monthly cost estimate based on the plan, storage size, high availability, and any other options. If the estimate is higher than expected, revisit your configuration and right-size the resources now. It's easier than changing it immediately after creation. When everything looks good, click Create Database Cluster. DigitalOcean will begin provisioning the managed PostgreSQL instance. This usually takes a few minutes. Once it's ready, you'll land on a page with your connection details, including the host name, port, default database, and a generated user. Keep those credentials secure and store them in a secrets manager rather than hard-coding them into your application. When you later connect your app, make sure to configure allowed sources or firewall rules so only trusted workloads can reach the database. That's it. You've selected PostgreSQL, chosen the right plan and storage, set availability preferences, picked a region, reviewed the cost, and created your cluster. From here, you can connect your application, run migrations, and start building with confidence on a managed Postgres service.